Hi, my name's Hannah. I'm a freshman here at Eckerd, and I've been a vegan for about a year now.
What were the struggles of transitioning into being vegan?
I'd say the hardest part was just completely transforming my diet, getting rid of all animal products and meat that I had previously eaten. I didn't eat a lot of meat in the first place, but just cutting that out completely, that was definitely a struggle, and just learning the substitutes. And I also had to see a nutritionist to make sure that I was still getting enough protein and nutrients just from plant-based foods. Um,
Hi, I'm Casey. I'm a freshman at Eckerd, and I've been vegan for almost 4 years.
So, what made you become vegan?
So I went vegetarian in 8th grade because I was feeling really bad about the food I was putting in my body. And then after about a year or so, my best friend went vegan, and she told me a lot about it. And even though I was vegetarian, I was still feeling kind of bad about the food that was going into me. So I decided to try veganism and watch some videos about it. And I just felt really compassionate for the animals I was seeing in those videos, and tried to educate myself about it. And I felt like it was the right choice.
What do you find the hardest impact it was from going from eating meat to vegetarian to vegan?
For me, going from meat to vegetarian was definitely harder than vegetarian to vegan because it was the first step and it was a big change in my diet. My family ate a lot of meat. But then going from vegetarian to vegan was a lot easier because I was already used to cutting things out and not missing foods. It was a little hard convincing my family to provide me with food that they didn't want to eat but I needed. But it really wasn't that difficult, and over time it just becomes a habit, and I really don't think of it as a signifying factor about me anymore. It's just something I do.
What is your opinion on the meat and dairy industry?
I think, especially in the United States, the meat and dairy industry are both really overproduced, and a lot of people don't think there's a problem with it. They think it's fine that they're eating all these foods, and they don't realize how many chemicals go into it, the process. There's such a space between from the farm to your table that you're able to just kind of ignore all the problems with it.
in the United States especially, the meat and dairy industries are huge problems.
Do you believe that the efforts in the industry are changing?
Yes, definitely. I think there's a lot of effort being made definitely from the grassroots level. There's a lot of individuals making the choice to go vegan, and that's definitely affecting the industries. You can see lately, especially, there's been a big decline in the dairy industry because so many people are going vegan.
I think that they have made some improvements, so I think in the future that it'll get better.
I think we're definitely going to see a decline in the industries in the future because the movement is growing speed faster and faster. I think, however, as long as, in my personal opinion, as long as there is a large amount of production, it's overproduction. I think it'd be a better world if everyone eventually became vegan, but it's going to take a long time.
What are common stereotypes about being vegan?
I think the biggest stereotype is that vegan people are really aggressive and really want to push their values on you and their opinions. And for me, that's just not the case. I really don't care what other people are doing. It's my personal choice to do it, and I just keep to myself.
I think the biggest one is that a lot of people assume that all vegans are extreme activists, and try to push their beliefs onto other people and trying to get other people to stop eating meat and animal products, when that's just really not the truth.
Is it hard to be vegan away from home?
I think that at first it took a while to transition into the foods that they have here, but I think Eckerd made that transition really easy, and they have a lot of vegan options in the caf and the pub especially, and it's made it a lot easier to get the foods that I need and still be healthy.
I think it definitely depends on where you are. Here at Eckerd, it's really easy. There's a lot of people who are vegan here. So, for example, the caf has lots of vegan options, and they label it, so it's really easy to find things. But in certain locations I've been before, it has been harder, and sometimes I bring my own food a lot to my other family members' houses because I know there's not going to be much for me there.
What are the most common responses you hear when you tell people you're vegan?
I've gotten a lot of different responses, but the main one that I've gotten is how do you do it? I could never do that. That'd be so hard. And just people assume that I don't eat anything or just eat grass. But a lot of people have asked me how I do it because it just seems so hard and seems impossible to cut out all animal products from your diet. And I've had just people ask me what the point of it is, and just being one person, what's the point of cutting that out of your diet? What difference does that really make in the big scheme of things? I think that one person can really make a difference, and if one person chooses to be vegan, that makes a big difference. And it's not just one person. There's a lot of people that are vegetarians and vegans, and it makes a difference in the big scheme of things. And people who think that one person can't make a difference, that's just not the right mindset to have. And So the negative mindset that one person becoming vegan doesn't make a difference in the grand scheme of things just really closes people off to change, and just doesn't really help anything, thinking that negatively.
A lot of people are like, oh, I couldn't do that, that's so hard, how do you do that? Or they're like, oh, but I just love cheese or bacon. Or they ask me things like if I just go outside and eat grass or pine cones and stuff like that.
I believe that animals are a really important part of our world, and they deserve to be treated with respect and protected. So if you're interested in being vegan, just know that it's a really welcoming community.
And there's plenty of resources online. You can, if you don't want to go cold turkey, there's always options like doing a meatless Monday or cutting out one product at a time.